Hmm. Yes, here we are. What's happening, everybody? Gosh, I hope everybody's had a great Thanksgiving holiday weekend. And I took 4 days off from work. Well, yeah, Thursday and Friday. Then I didn't, Thursday and Friday. So I had a 4 day weekend. And also, we kind of took a little hiatus, spending time with the family and messing with all kind of fun stuff. At the house, we were working on some hit and miss motors that I'd picked up from some people. I went to Virginia. Did a bunch of fun stuff. So, anyways, we're back, and I've got articles that we will talk about, and I've got videos too, guys, so we can have see, sight, hear, touch, smell. Let's stimulate all those senses. So, what's happening in Maricopa County? I haven't talked a lot about that because I'm just kind of like, I don't want to. Sometimes I think like when we were so whenever it happened in 2020 and things didn't go like you're like really thinking that it should have, things didn't quite go exactly like we think they should have in 2022. However, we still had some wins. We overcame some odds stacked against us. But we're at this point now where we're like, okay, and there's other states as well that's got some things. But the hot topic issue is of course Carrie Lake and Maricopa County, and there's not a lot of people here on the tubes they're talking about it, and I know why, because it's a touchy subject when it comes to certain things. So I'm not going to claim anything, but I'm just going to point out some pretty obvious stuff, and I'm going to play a video from the recorder Stephen Richter and that Bill Gates dude, and when I play this video, I'm going to go do this right now. Get this out of the way. The first thing I'll play. What I'm going to do is I want you to look at Stephen Richter's face while Bill Gates is talking about this was on the day of when they were having problems with the things, the machines that weren't working like they said. So big truck. So here, when we watch the video, you get a look at this dude's face. You can see the stress on his face as he's hoping that everything is worded exactly correctly for some kind of weird legal purpose. You can see him studying and watching Bill Gates talk. You can even start to move his mouth with Bill Gates. Like, in other words, like they've rehearsed this speech time over time over. This has got to be said just like this so that it can be done. This thing can happen legally. So let me get out of the way without doing a whole bunch of commentary, because I mean it's fun and all that, I love to talk, but really we're here to do one thing, and that's save America. And we've got to do this, guys. We've got kids and family, plus we don't like nobody messing with us. Well, we Americans don't stand for this stuff. Man, people down there in Brazil, Bolsonaro, and everybody are just like really, really up in arms when it comes to what's happening with their problem, with their thing that happened when they elected such and such. Yeah, anyways. Here is a Twitter post. Now, here is Stephen Richter on the right, Bill Gates on the left. Watch the man on the right. Lizard looking, yes he is. But we're not going to focus on I need to get myself out of the way if this is going to work, because I'm in the way over this thing. Let me get right here in the middle. Let me be over here. Yeah, maybe that'll work. Even though he looks like a lizard person and probably smells like one too, we're not going to make fun of anybody. Let's see here. Watch this guy on the right. Watch this dude. Body language.
I'm Bill Gates, the chairman of
this
the
is a few minutes,
County
so
Board
just
of
stick around.
Supervisors.
And I'm Stephen Richter, the Maricopa County Recorder.
And we're here to give you an update on how things are going so far with the election. We've already had almost 44,000 people show up this morning, check in, and be available to vote. And things are going great out
there.
What's
wrong with this dude? Look at him. He's just swaying. It's like, has he been drinking? Look at this.
And that has to do with our tabulators. We've got about 20% of the locations out there where there's an issue with the tabulator, where some of the ballots that after people have voted them, they try and run them through the tabulator and they're not going through. But the good thing is we do, first of all, we're trying to fix this problem as quickly as possible. And we also have a redundancy in place. If you can't put the ballot in the tabulator, then you can simply place it here in where you see the number 3. And this is a secure box where those ballots will be kept for later this evening, where we'll bring them in here to Central Count to tabulate them.
So this would function much like early voting functions, in that we would get your ballot back. Once we've signature verified it, we would send it to our central tabulators. Ballots that are in here will already be, in effect, signature verified, so we won't need to confirm identity, but we will central tabulate them. This is actually what the majority of Arizona counties do on election day all the time.
And just one thing to keep in mind, we have 223 vote centers across the county. So if there are lines at the location you're at or issues with the tabulator, if you would prefer to go to another location, you can do that. Doesn't matter where you go, as long as you're a registered voter here in Maricopa County. Thanks so much, and everybody, if you haven't yet, get out and vote.
Okay, all right. So let's talk about this for just a second. Let me get myself back big now. Every aspect of that video looks completely scripted, even the part that makes it look like it's not scripted. It looks like they rehearsed this many, many times to have this down pat, to be able to achieve a certain legal goal. And it's like you could see Stephen Richter's face. And it's on the board of Maricopa County. If you want to watch the video again, you can watch him real close. You can see his face like he's mouthing everything that Bill Gates is saying. And the camera guy is moving it around like, you know, oh, we just threw this video. We didn't know we was going to have to do this, but let's just make it look as much possible. I mean, I could shoot a better video than that holding the phone but with my hand, you know. So it's like when they make the camera move left and right and wobble around and change its position, makes it look like we're just some people that are just there to, you know, we just had to hurry up and get this done. We're not trained camera people. We're just some regular guys trying to help get the word out. You know, we're doing the rights of the people. And let me tell you something. That's not an accident. That was all perfectly placed, because that's going to be a video that they're going to play back. They know Kari Lake is going to perform legal action against this situation, because there is grounds for such things to be looked into. So they knew this from the get-go, so they knew that if they didn't do something to get ahead of this, that everything they did up to this point is going to be, they know this is going to come up in the court, and so they're going to say, look at this video. You can tell that they were just trying to such and such. There's something really nefarious going on behind the scenes, and I ain't going to say what it is, guys, but we need to really, really, really keep our eyes on what's happening in Maricopa County, because there's a reason why they want that place so bad. They haven't, it's worse, and there's other places as well that's happening, but there's nobody, those places are almost lost, and I really feel bad for you guys like in Pennsylvania, because you've got Fetterneck. It's crazy, guys. So, anyhow, we need to keep our eyes on that. Just keep an eye on everything, and maybe if you live in Maricopa County right now, there's things you can sign up for, as far as if you were suppressed. There's all kinds. So I don't know what to do exactly, because we don't know if we can't protest hardly, because then they put in some of their FBI agents, and next thing you know, you've got a whole other situation going on hand. So I don't know, guys. This is a tough one, but maybe we're just going to have to kind of lean on some people up in the uppers like Kari Lake, and hopefully, if everybody can get their mess together and quit splitting the Republican Party between Ron DeSantis and Trump, because we're losing focus on what this whole movement was for, which was the only way we're going to really save America is through integrity in our people's of the choosings. I'm using code words, guys, but that's where we're going to save our country. It isn't going to be whose policy's better, and policies don't mean anything whenever they're all driven by things that aren't placed properly when they're installed. So we're losing sight of that, and I think the only person that can really bring that in would be the Trump. And DeSantis is not worried about integrity, because it would probably be in his favor later. I hate to say that, but if he can't see what's happening and he's going to take part in what the deep state wants to do, then I feel like he's not for us, he's against us, because he realizes that's going to split the vote, completely split the Republican Party, and he's being used as a tool to try to get everybody back on the old GOP, take it up the rear. That's what I think they're trying to do. And I'm not saying that Ron DeSantis is a bad politician or a bad person or wouldn't make a great president, but I think if he can't see the writing on the wall at this point in time and being used as a tool, you can pretty much guess where things will lead up to later if he isn't put in. So, something to think about. Okay, let's get on out of that for a little bit. So I'm just really concerned about that. I'm going to keep my eyes on everything, and I'm always one William, one Arch on Twitter. Anything I hear with Kari Lake's campaign, what's going on with that, I'll put on Twitter. I try to get as much information like I can. Really work hard over there, and he reached a lot of people. And I got a Rumble channel. I don't do as many videos as I do a live, but it's a long story. I'm just so busy, so I'm all over the place, guys, and we're just trying to keep up with everything and trying our best to save America. But let's get through a few more of these articles right quick here. This is Washington Post describes play about the I'm not picking at you guys at Philadelphia, but the Philadelphia's. See that P word right there? Anyways, they Washington Post, by the way, is owned by Jeff Bezos, and he's one of those people that's like known for hanging out with Schwab and like bathhouses with really allegedly underage people, probably of some sort. So think about this. This is weird. You know, that this is, I would call it weird as an ironic weird, but Washington Post recently wrote a lengthy piece about this play called Downstate, and it's a play about people who are minor attracted people. They're trying to make it seem okay, and what it is people, minor attracted people, when they get out of prison or when they serve their sentence, whatever it might be, they're kind of treated with a certain stigma, I guess you will. There's a picture of the cast right there. I don't know what's going on here. It doesn't look, there's something, it's just, and like I say, you got to remember, Washington Post is owned by Bezos. From that, it was the CEO of Amazon, and you know, there's pictures of him with all these vibrant young women. I'll put it to you like that right there. That's all I can say. I don't know what the ages are. Couldn't tell you the exact, but I'm pretty sure he couldn't either. Okay. So anyways, this dude right here gets a call from Warnock's campaign. He lives in Tennessee, by the way. And I'm going to play a few seconds of that, but he's going to talk about what's happening in Atlanta, Georgia, and all this stuff, and what his hang-ups are so far as this lady's going to be, she's going to blow her tits off. Watch this.
To do the things they did down there, and I seen the people that was leadership down there, and I know if the leadership was red, the people that's blue, they would claim that the red people are responsible for it. But since blue has been in charge of Atlanta for so long, and their murder rates are rising.
So there you go. It's a 7-minute video, and it's awesome, dude. And I really appreciate that man for standing up. I had to. Hopefully, my audio is going to be okay. It doesn't echo. We've had trouble with that in the past, and that sucks when you do a long video and you find out the audio was not right. But so here's Adam Schiff, Shifty Shift, testify. He was supposed to. We're going to have some subpoenas that while the Democrats run congressional hearings to destroy the Republican Party, the Republicans have their hearings or investigations, if you will.
Is there any circumstance in the world in which President Trump could dodge the subpoena?
No, he's going to need to comply with the subpoena.
If you are subpoenaed by Republicans when they take over, will you comply?
We'll have to consider the validity of the subpoena.
So what do you think about that? Ain't that something else? Okay. All right, got some more stuff. I'm just saying, which any politician or anybody would say the validity of the anybody would, even on our side, we would be like, yeah, because if it's a BS subpoena, then there's it's funny, but BS subpoenas. So let's just look into that right quick. The BS subpoenas don't seem to they can't be not looked into like you with the BS ones from the J6 because it's not really a committee because they don't have half and half of Republicans and Democrats and whatever and all this stuff. So it's weird. I don't know. I guess law is in the eye of the beholder. Portland, Oregon closes a store permanently. This is a clothing store that's been in business for a long time, but due to a Democrat-run dookie hole, the place was broken into like 5 times in less than 3 weeks, and so they had to close the place. And I got to answer this phone that's ringing in the back. And so I'm going to have to end this a little bit early right quick. But this is what happens in Democrat-run terrible place. And they had to close. Now they have to, do online stuff if they can. And a big old Brazilian woman over here couldn't buy a first class seat because she wasn't fit in economy class because she thinks that everything is okay. I don't know what's going on there, guys, but I got to answer this phone that's ringing, and I'm just letting you know that things are definitely going weird. But we don't need to give up, guys. We need to keep ourselves on track. We need to stay together. We need to keep ourselves focused. We do not let be split apart. We don't let the side get us. And I'll tell you one daggone thing. I'll be bringing more articles as much as I can, as many times as I can. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I love you all very much for being so supportive on this whole channel. Love my wife, too. Love my wife more. Anyways, lots of love. Guys in control. I'm out.